Another busy day for the president. He's about to leave for the White House. We're about to leave the White House for the Pentagon, where he's going to be swearing in his new Defense Secretary, General Mattis. And afterwards, he's going to be hosting a whole list of executive orders there, including his plans for extreme vetting and temporarily halting the flow of refugees into the United States of America. He will also sign orders focused on military readiness and national security as part of his plan to defeat ISIS. Joining me right now with his thoughts on all of it, Fox News military analyst Jack Keane. General, good to see you. Glad you're here.
Good to see you, Trish.
So tell me first about your thoughts on the refugee ban that he wants to put in place temporarily until we can get a handle on who's coming here. Your thoughts? Is this what we need to do?
Right on the mark, in my judgment. We know that there are refugee problems in Europe as a result of it. We know that ISIS has been able to motivate people in the United States to kill their fellow citizens. We know that is a problem, and we've got to make certain that anybody who's going to come into the United States is coming in here with the right motivations. We don't know the specifics of what extreme vetting means, but I think, generally speaking, it means if we don't have assurances that a person who's trying to enter the United States is not going to do harm, then we're probably not going to accept them, and they'll put them through a process that they have not been going through in terms of rigor in the past.
Well, we've seen that he wants to make sure that people who persecute gays, people who are discriminatory in a massive way, such as what we see in Saudi Arabia and other countries in the Middle East, discriminatory against women, that they don't have a place here because culturally they really are entirely at odds with what we stand for, which happens to include freedom and equal rights for women and freedom and equal rights for people who may be gay.
Well, that's absolutely true. And I think the cutting back the refugee program from 100,000 to 50,000, at least putting a temporary ban on certain hostile countries where we know there's conflict and where we know out of those countries comes many of the radical Islamists, putting in place a total ban right now, permanent, out of Syria. That'll eventually, I think, will be removed, as will be the others, once a good program of vetting is in place. So I think this is a precaution that needs to be taken place, and in fact should have taken place under the Obama administration, but unfortunately and regrettably it was not.
General, do you feel better? Do you feel better about things in terms of what our place in the world will be and how we can go about securing ourselves here at home?
Yes, I do. I mean, I know the president ran largely on jobs and fixing the economy, and clearly that'll be a priority for him. But, you know, as I had an opportunity to talk to him about it, I did tell him that the world situation is in bad shape, and the problems of the world have a way to come to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue much more than previous presidents ever thought they would. And that's going to happen to him as well. And he certainly understands that instinctively. So I believe he's absolutely moving in the right direction to return American leadership in the world, to take a strong stand on our values and what we stand for here in America. He's begun to reassure our allies, and that's absolutely essential, because if our allies don't know we're behind them, they begin to make decisions out of fear. And some of those decisions can be just simply awful. Well, so we're moving in the right direction. Listen, he's going to be challenged. He'll make some mistakes. This is a learning experience for all presidents, but the direction is a good one.
All right, and he's just getting started. General Keane, thank you so much. I appreciate your insight.
Yeah, good talking to you, Trish.